So at this time, I would like to introduce to you Chesterfield Fire and EMS Fire Chief Loy Center. Chief Center is definitely a special friend to our organization, and I just want to tell you that Goochland County Department of Fire-Rescue and Emergency Services and Chesterfield Fire and EMS has a long-standing partnership over the many years, and there are many members that we both organizations share. I'll tell you that, like you said, Mr. Lumpkins, while it was sad to have to do so, we were happy to be able to go over and help them in their time of need with recruit firefighter Eldridge's passing. So that is certainly an example of that. But I'll also tell you an example that we count on every day in our organization is the med-flight helicopter. And Chesterfield Fire and EMS, they staff the med-flight helicopter, and we call it often. We called it yesterday, but we unfortunately canceled the helicopter. So, Chief Center, we appreciate all you and the organization does, and I counted up. There's at least 10 people that I can think of that go between those organizations, either volunteer career or vice versa. And so it's really nice to have that partnership. There's been so many things over the years that Chesterfield Fire and EMS has helped us with as an organization. They have been able to help us grow and make resources available to us and training, and I could just go on, but I'll roll into to what's next on the agenda. So thinking about the personnel that both organizations share, I have a special presentation, if you would allow me to make this afternoon, recognizing one of those people that is a career member in Chesterfield Fire and EMS and a volunteer member here in Goochland County, and has been since he was 16 years old. I think it's also fitting to mention that this young man comes from a family of volunteers, and his mom and his dad are 30-year volunteers with Company 6, and he followed their footsteps, and he did something really special. And so at this time, I would like to invite Firefighter EMT Jared Brooks up to the front, Fire Chief Loy Center, Battalion Chief Bryce Ford, and District Chief Chris Brooks. If I could get you guys maybe to stand right over in this area here. I'll also mention that Chris Brooks is Jared's father, and Chris is also a career battalion chief with Albemarle County Fire and EMS, an example of the type of skill and caliber people we have in the organization. So let me grab something here real quick. And I'm going to give this to Chief Brooks, Jared's father. So on Wednesday, March the 10th, Goochland County was having a very busy day at Fire EMS department. And we had run almost 20 calls that day. And 20 calls for Chesterfield County would probably be a slow day. But for us, with Chief Center's laughing, a 50-minute, drive maybe one way to a trauma center or whatever, it taxes their resources. But this is a very special thing that occurred that worked out with a clear benefit. On Wednesday evening, March the 10th, at 9:43 p.m., Goochland County Fire-Rescue Company 6-4 and Ambulance 650 responded to the 5200 block of Shannon Hill Road near Interstate 64 for a vehicle overturned and on fire. Updated information informed the responding units the vehicle was actively on fire and there was a person trapped. At 9:45 p.m., that was 2 minutes later, Company 6 volunteer, also Chesterfield career firefighter EMT, Jared Brooks initiated his response in his personal vehicle from home, and because of the updated information communicated by the Goochland County Emergency Communications Center, he elected to respond directly to the scene instead of the fire station. He arrived on the scene in under 3 minutes, finding a vehicle with heavy damage overturned in the ditch line with a patient trapped in the engine compartment and the interior dashboard heavily involved in fire. The fire and smoke were impinging on the patient, and without hesitation and without his normal personal protective firefighter equipment ensemble, Firefighter EMT Brooks sprang into action, reaching inside the vehicle, pulling the patient from underneath the burning dashboard to the outside safety. Firefighter Brooks returned to the burning vehicle a second time, checking and reaching back inside again for other occupants. At 9:48 p.m., 3 minutes later from the time Firefighter Brooks left responding from his home, he communicated over the radio that he had pulled one patient out of the burning vehicle. At 9:52, engine 661 arrived first fire unit arrived on the scene from Company 6 and extinguished the fire and initiated patient care. The patient was airlifted to a nearby trauma center, also was a burn center. There is no doubt that the actions that Firefighter EMT Jared Brooks took on this day minimized additional life-threatening injuries to the patient and definitely resulted in saving a life. Firefighter EMT Brooks did not have his firefighter personal protective clothing with him, which is normally kept at the fire station, and he sustained first and second degree burns on his hands, and he was also treated at the burn center. So at this time, we would like to present Firefighter Jared Brooks with a Lifesave Award, and I'll read you what that award says. The Goochland County Department of Fire Rescue and Emergency Services, a Fire Rescue Lifesave Award presented to Firefighter EMT Jared C. Brooks, Hadensville Company 6, for the successful application of fire and emergency medical procedures on March the 10th, 2021. On this day, you responded in your personal vehicle to incident number 2103-10016 for a vehicle accident with a patient trapped in a vehicle on fire, which took place on Shannon Hill Road. Without hesitation and without your normal personal protective equipment ensemble available, you extricated and rescued the trapped driver, pulling them from the burning vehicle to safety, minimizing the extent of serious injuries. Your selfless and courageous actions resulted in the saving of a life. Firefighter Jared Brooks. So to put Chief Center on the spot, I also wanted to recognize all the folks who came over today, and Jared's entire engine company from Station 7, the Clover Hill District, was able to come over and be a part of this presentation. And Chief Center, if you have any comments you'd like to make, feel free to do so.
Well, thank you, Chief. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you for this opportunity to be here with you today and for recognizing Jared for the good work that he's done here in your community. As Chief mentioned, we have a long-lasting partnership, and we look for that to grow in the future. And we have many of our members that are residents of Goochland and participate here in the fire and rescue system. So we're very proud to be partners with this great community. So thank you again for recognizing our members.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.